for these luxury guys, are we in the world of things aren't that bad anymore? Like, have they hit that bottom?
So the LVMH CFO described it perfectly. He said it's the negative alignment of all planets against us. And that's kind of where we're at the moment. So the good news is that, most of the luxury guys are talking about China being flat to even slightly up, and the trajectory is very promising, considering that 35% of the luxury consumer is the Chinese consumer. That's a huge chunk of it coming back at this point, which is great news. Obviously, a lot of that consumer travels into Europe, which is not doing so well. So that's the bad news.
Stacey, cost-cutting is a big factor for these companies right now. If you look at LVMH, organic revenue down 38%, but only a 29% decline in operating costs. Can we reverse those numbers? Is there room to cut at these companies that doesn't do long-term damage to the brand?
This is part of the problem, that it's a high-expense business, and it's very difficult. The variable costs to cut are limited. And also, you don't want to cut too deep, because when things do rebound, you don't want to be the guy that's not innovated or not serviced your customer. So if you think about right now, how are they serving the customer? When you go into a luxury store right now, you're almost assigned a salesperson, and they walk the store with you. That costs dollars, and you need enough salespeople to be able to accommodate who's coming into your stores. So, no, it is limited what you can cut.
In terms of e-commerce, like, how much do these luxury guys are they really able to sell online?
So what's been surprising is luxury in general has been pretty behind investing and getting up to speed selling direct online. And what they have been really successful doing is going on Tmall and joining the Luxury Pavilion, which has been a game changer for so many of them. And I think right now, a lot of the luxury brands are finally having that aha moment, which is, we got to catch up, because our business is going at a trajectory where we're going to lose out if we can't serve the consumer. And virtual appointments are where it's at right now. So you really need to move those investment dollars forward online.
Does that replace what has traditionally been a big driver of sales for the luxury sector, which has been people traveling? People are not traveling, and certainly people are not traveling long haul right now, which has been a huge driver in the past. Does online sort of deal with that problem, or do you think that given the fact that we're all likely to be staying at home for quite some time, that is a problem that is still going to be a big headache for this sector for quite some time to come?
Travel is a huge, important part of the business, tourism. So the Chinese tend to spend more when they travel on luxury than they would at home when they repatriate dollars home. The other thing is that France, Italy, and the UK are preferred destinations for the Chinese, so no surprise that, the European trends are pretty bad in luxury, because you're just not seeing that tourism come in. So does online make up for that? No, it doesn't, and it won't anytime soon. You also think about the selective retailing, which is the duty-free part of LVMH. Selective retailing is a quarter of their business. More than half of that is going to be related to tourism. So it's a huge hit. They took a major loss in that category versus a big profit this time last year. So we need tourism to start moving again.
So, Stacey, who's not going to make it? Because they just got to basically buy their time.
Yeah, I mean, and I think this is where being a big, powerful, multi-brand powerhouse comes in, because LVMH, Kering, they all have the staying power to make it through if we do get this second wave or re-wave or whatever you want to call it, where some of the smaller brands are going to have a tougher time. If you think about a brand like, even a Hugo Boss that has very little exposure to Asia, that's the Asian customer is spending. Or Ralph Lauren has a really small exposure to China. Those are the brands that it may take longer for them to recover.